Have you ever felt like there's this invisible weight pressing down on you day after day? Like no matter how hard you try to shake it off, your body just remembers? Maybe it's that knot in your stomach that flares up out of nowhere, or those nights when sleep won't come because your mind is racing with shadows from the past. I know that feeling all too well. I've been there, staring at the ceiling, wondering why I can't just move on. If that's you right now, friend, you're not alone. And that's exactly why we're diving into The Body Keeps the Score by Bessel Kolk today. This is your book speed peek, a fast, deep audiobook summary that packs the essence of this life-changing book into 15 minutes. Dr. Kolk, a pioneering psychiatrist who spent decades treating trauma survivors, reveals how trauma doesn't just mess with your mind, it rewires your brain and body, often staying hidden for years. But here's the hope. He shows us real ways to heal. In the next 15 minutes, you'll get the core insights from the book, how trauma changes your brain's alarm system, why your body holds on to pain even when your mind forgets, the hidden epidemic of childhood trauma, and proven paths to recovery, like EMDR and yoga. No fluff, just honest, emotional truths backed by real stories and research from the book. By the end, you'll walk away with practical takeaways to start feeling more in control, more connected, and full of real hope. Sound good? Let's jump in. Imagine coming home from a war zone, but the war never really ends inside you. That's what Dr. Kolk saw when he started working with Vietnam veterans at the Boston VA. Take Tom, one of his first patients, a decorated Marine who survived ambushes and lost buddies, but back home, he was exploding in rage over tiny things, like his kids making noise. Have you ever snapped at someone you love and wondered, where did that come from? For Tom, it was trauma replaying itself. As Kolk writes, being traumatized means continuing to organize your life as if the trauma were still going on, unchanged and immutable, as every new encounter or event is contaminated by the past. See, trauma isn't just a bad memory. It's an imprint that keeps your body's alarm system, the amygdala, on high alert. Veterans like Tom would have nightmares that felt real, their hearts pounding as if they were back in the jungle. Research in the book shows how flashbacks light up the brain's fear centers while shutting down the areas for logic and words, leaving you trapped in that raw terror. But here's where hope sneaks in. Kolk learned from these vets that ignoring the body doesn't work. Meds alone couldn't touch the deep wiring. If you felt that constant anxiety that won't budge, this is for you. Picture this. One vet described his body as a tightly wound spring, always ready to snap. Now, think about your own life. What if recognizing that spring is the first step? For a practical takeaway, try this simple exercise right now. Next time you feel that tension, pause and scan your body. Notice where it's tight, like your chest or jaw. Breathe into it slowly, reminding yourself, I'm safe now. It's a tiny start, but as the book shows, acknowledging the body's score is key to rewriting it. Okay, let's build on that. Ever wonder why talking about your pain sometimes feels impossible? Like the words just vanish? Dr. Kolk discovered this through brain scans in the 1990s. Using PET and fMRI, he saw that when trauma survivors relived their experiences, their amygdala, the smoke detector of the brain, lit up like fireworks, while Broca's area, the speech center, went dark. It's like your brain says, danger, shut down everything but survival. Take the case of a patient who survived a horrific car crash. When asked to recall it, her scans showed massive right brain activation, emotions and images flooding in. But the left brain, for language and reason, dimmed. Kolk quotes Pierre Janet, "Every life is a piece of art, put together with all means available. But trauma smashes that art, leaving fragments." I felt that disconnect myself, trying to explain a tough time and just freezing up. If that's you, no, it's not weakness, it's biology. The book explains how chronic stress shrinks the hippocampus, messing with memory, so past horrors feel present. Veterans and studies had smaller hippocampi, explaining their endless loops of fear. Now, imagine if you could calm that smoke detector. End this section with a takeaway. Practice mindfulness for 5 minutes daily. Sit quietly, focus on your breath, and label feelings like fear or tightness. Research in the book backs this. It helps rebalance the brain. Ready for how the body joins this dance? Picture this. You're a kid on a school bus in Chowchilla, California, 1976. Suddenly, masked men hijack it, drive you to a quarry, and bury you alive in a truck trailer with 26 other children. The air grows thin, panic rises, but you dig your way out after 28 hours. That's the real Chowchilla kidnapping Kolk references. Years later, those kids, now adults, still jumped at loud noises, their bodies wired for danger. Kolk says trauma is not just an event that took place sometime in the past. It is also the imprint left by that experience on mind, brain, and body. Your autonomic nervous system gets hijacked. The sympathetic branch revs up heart rate and adrenaline for fight or flight, while the parasympathetic can freeze you and shut down. In trauma, this balance breaks. Survivors like the Chowchilla kids had chronic high cortisol, leading to health issues like heart disease. If you've ever felt your heart race from a harmless trigger, like a door slamming, this part hits home. It's your body keeping the score, remembering what the mind buries. For a takeaway, try a quick vagus nerve reset. Hum softly or gargle water for 30 seconds. It activates the parasympathetic system, as Kolk's research suggests. Feel that calm? That's your body learning safety. Have you ever felt like you're watching your life from outside yourself? Numb, disconnected, like your body's not yours? Kolk saw this in child abuse survivors. One patient, a woman named Marilyn, endured years of incest. As an adult, she dissociated during stress, feeling floaty and unreal. Brain studies showed her depersonalization. Parts of the brain for self-awareness shut down. The book details how trauma fragments the self. The thalamus, which integrates sensations, glitches, leaving you estranged from your body. Scared animals return home, regardless of whether home is safe or frightening. For Marilyn, home was her abuser, but her body learned to numb pain to survive. I remember a time when stress made me feel like a stranger in my own skin. It's scary, but understanding it helps. If constant numbness plagues you, this explains why. Takeaway, ground yourself with the 5-4-3-2-1 exercise. Name 5 things you see, 4 you touch, 3 you hear, 2 you smell, 1 you taste. Kolk praises sensory awareness for rebuilding body connection. Now, let's talk childhood roots. Think back. As a baby, did cries bring comfort? For many, no. And that's where trauma seeds grow. Kolk cites the ACEs study. Adverse childhood experiences, like abuse or neglect, raise risks for depression, addiction, even cancer. One case, a boy named Julian, neglected in infancy, arrived at the clinic shut down, unable to bond. Through play therapy, he slowly attuned to caregivers. Being able to feel safe with other people is probably the single most important aspect of mental health. Trauma disrupts mirror neurons for empathy, leaving survivors isolated. In the study, high ACE scores meant bodies flooded with stress hormones, altering development. Ever struggle to trust, even when someone's kind? This is for you. The hidden epidemic Kolk calls developmental trauma. Practical takeaway, build safe connections. Reach out to a friend weekly. Share one feeling. As the book shows, attunement heals. Healing starts with relationships. Secrets buried deep until they erupt. Kolk describes traumatic memory as fragmented, not a story, but sensory flashes. Take Noam, a firefighter who forgot a childhood assault until a similar smell triggered it. Brain-wise, the hippocampus fails to timestamp events, so past feels now. It takes enormous trust and courage to allow yourself to remember. In cases like the Chowchilla kids, some recalled vividly, Others blanked out, dissociation protecting the mind. If buried pain surprises you, know it's common. Imagine if uncovering it freed you. Takeaway: journal fragments, write sensory details without forcing the whole story. Van der Kolk says naming helps. Integrate. Next, paths to let go.
What if moving your eyes could unlock stuck trauma? Sounds wild, but Van der Kolk's research on EMDR proves it. It mimics REM sleep, processing memories. Take Kathy, who lost her daughter in a car accident she caused. Tormented by guilt, she did EMDR. Focusing on the image while tracking finger movements, her distress dropped from 10 to 1. EMDR can help even if the patient doesn't fully trust the therapist. Scans show it calms the amygdala, reframing memories. If guilt chains you, this offers hope. After something similar, tools like this shifted everything for me. Takeaway: try self-EMDR. Recall a mild distress, move eyes side to side 20 times while breathing. Book-backed for starters. Your body as ally, not enemy. That's yoga's gift. Van der Kolk's studies at his trauma center showed yoga reduces PTSD symptoms by 30%. One group, abused women who felt dead inside, learned poses, tuning into breath and sensation, rebuilding interoception, the sense of your inner body. In order to change, people need to become aware of their sensations and the way that their bodies interact with the world around them. Yoga quiets the default mode network, easing rumination. If movement scares you, start gentle. Picture bending, breathing, feeling alive again. Takeaway: do child's pose daily. Kneel, fold forward, breathe deeply for 2 minutes. As per the book, it fosters safety. More paths ahead. Brain training and stage play, healing's creative side. Van der Kolk describes neurofeedback. Electrodes monitor brain waves and reward calm patterns. Lisa, a dissociated abuse survivor, after sessions stopped fragmenting and gained self-sense. "I feel like I exist now," she said. Theater helps too. Boston's trauma drama program had kids act out stories, syncing rhythms, building trust. Finding your voice, communal rhythms in theater. If words fail, these bridge gaps. I've seen art heal wounds firsthand. Takeaway: try role play alone. Act a confident you for 5 minutes. Book shows it rewires. Whew, we've covered a lot, haven't we? From how trauma rewires your brain's fear circuits and imprints on your body, to the hidden scars of childhood neglect, fragmented memories, and game changers like EMDR, yoga, neurofeedback, and theater. Dr. Van der Kolk's big message? Trauma stays hidden for years because it's not just in your head, it's in your cells, your nerves, your very breath. But healing is possible when we address the whole you, mind, brain, body. This book can truly change lives because it shifts us from "why can't I get over it" to "how can I reclaim myself?" It gives science-backed hope that you're not broken, you're adapting, and you can rewire for peace. After diving into this, I realized my own stuck feelings were my body's way of protecting me. Facing them with compassion, that's been my game changer. If this resonated, hit subscribe for more psychology peeks that feel like chats with a friend. Comment below, what's your biggest takeaway or struggle you're facing? Let's support each other. You're stronger than you know. Keep going. Thanks for watching.